It felt like spotting an unmarked side gate someone forgot to lock. The moment I slipped through, the pieces started lining up and the whole thing clicked. I took a path most people don't even consider. Want to see it in action? Stick around, I'll walk you through it step by step. When I first jumped into crypto, I was totally green. No plan, just chasing whatever was loud. My strategy amounted to riding hype trains and buying every new launch I could spot. For a while, it felt like I'd figured it out. The balance kept rising day after day. Then the market crashed and all those paper wins evaporated overnight. That smackdown hurt, but it woke me up. I didn't actually have a system. I nearly overlooked a dead simple method I later found, but treating it like a drill. Discipline first, cut the noise, follow the process, flipped everything. Instead of constant losses, I started pulling 5 times gains regularly. I'll take you through the whole system, step by step. But before I break down the step by step, there's something important we need to cover first, because nearly every beginner stumbles here without realizing it. I still remember my first time experimenting with pump fun. At the start, it felt smooth, almost too smooth. The design was polished, clean, and gave me the false sense that I had full control. That early confidence sucked me in. But once I dug in deeper, small obstacles started popping up one after another. If you don't see those coming, they'll trip you up fast. That's why we're going to clear those speed bumps right now, so the rest of the process flows way easier. Fire up Photon, switch the filter to Pump Fun, and instantly the feed goes wild with new tokens pouring in non-stop. It's like trying to track aircraft screaming overhead. One's gone before you've even registered it. Everything's moving live in real time, which means even a quick glance away can cost you the play. The pace never slows, so the only way to keep up is staying sharp and ready to click. Out here, hesitation almost always equals a missed opportunity. Now, if you slide that filter onto Raydium CPMM, the whole pace of the game slows down. The random chaos gives way to projects with more structure. Liquidity stays put, volume shows up in consistent streams, and the market caps don't swing wildly out of control. This is the preferred hunting ground for the more advanced players. In the next part, I'll break down how to zero in on the ones truly worth locking onto. When I first thought about making a token, I figured it was something only hardcore developers could pull off. In my mind, it meant writing smart contracts line by line, digging through blockchain docs, and spending forever debugging broken code. The options looked bad. Either spend months grinding through the learning curve, or drop serious cash hiring someone else. Then I found MoonTool, and it flipped everything. Suddenly, I didn't need to touch code. You just enter your info, adjust a few settings, and it spits out a working token. If you've ever filled out a sign-up form online, you can handle it. I've launched several this way, and what I expected to be a tech nightmare turned out surprisingly easy. Step 1 in bringing your token to life is giving it a logo that pops. This is the visual hook that makes people stop and look, so you want to nail it. Personally, I lean on Canva because it's straightforward, quick to learn, and still manages to deliver pro-looking results. Lately, the hype around Spider-Man has been everywhere, and I'm not immune to it. That's why I decided my token's identity will pull inspiration from the famous Spider-Man meme. After uploading your design, scale it down so it lands exactly at 128 by 128 pixels. If the image looks stretched, blurry, or off-center, spend a little time fixing it until it looks sharp and balanced. Those small tweaks make a huge difference in how professional your token feels. Once it's crisp and properly aligned, save the file and we'll move to the next step. Kick things off by opening MoonTool and connecting your Phantom wallet. It should link up right away without any extra steps. Once you're in the setup screen, type Spider-Man coin as the full token name and use Spider-Man for the symbol. You can leave the description blank for now unless you've already got one ready. After that, upload the logo you built in Canva, double check that it's sharp and centered, then hit Next to continue. Forget about messing with decimals or manually deciding the total supply. MoonTool does all of that heavy lifting for you in the background. The system automates the tricky details so you don't have to think about them. Once it's handled, just press Next and keep moving forward with the setup. When you hit the verification screen, you'll see a small request pop up asking for 0.1 Solana. Don't stress, it's not an actual payment, it's just a quick test transaction. I usually decline it so my balance stays untouched. After that, just hit Next to continue. If you've got a following on social media or an existing community, this is a good spot to connect those profiles. It gives your token an instant boost in visibility since people already familiar with you can find it faster. That said, this step isn't required. Raydium doesn't depend on it. If you'd rather not link anything, just hit skip and continue. At first, seeing the 0.3 Solana fee might look like an extra charge you'd rather skip, but it's not just a random cost. It's what locks the freeze, mint, and update permissions, making your token unchangeable after launch. That extra layer of security signals to buyers that the project is safe from hidden edits. Most people won't trust a token if the contract still looks flexible. Once it's locked down, go ahead and click Launch My Token Now to set it live. Pause for a second here. This part matters. Your wallet will pop up asking for approval, and all you need to do is hit confirm. Don't get spooked by any warnings. They're routine and nothing harmful. After you approve, your token gets locked in on the blockchain and goes live instantly. Next up, it's time to secure your liquidity. Head over to Raydium and create a fresh pool from scratch. The interface is simple and clear, so setting everything up only takes a few minutes. Go to the User Token section and carefully paste your token's contract address exactly as it's shown. Any missing character can break it. For the labels, put Spider-Man as the symbol and Spider-Man coin as the full name so it looks polished. Make sure to click Add User Token, because skipping this step can make Raydium fail to detect your token, possibly removing it from search. Once that's done, move on to adding liquidity. With a total supply of 1 billion, pairing about 900 million with Solana creates stable pricing, keeps trades flowing, and sets a strong foundation for your launch. Now it's time to decide how much Solana you want to pair with your token. My usual move is to hit max to use almost everything in my wallet, but I always leave about 0.2 Solana aside for gas fees. Skipping that can cause failed transactions. Next, set your trading fee. I usually stick with 2% because it keeps trades inexpensive while still generating steady returns for the pool. Feel free to tweak it if your strategy calls for something different. This is the finish line. Hit Initialize Liquidity Pool to close everything out. Phantom will open a confirmation prompt, approve it, and wait a few seconds while it processes. Once that's done, your token is officially live on Solana and open for trading. Fire up Photon again and double-check that the Raydium filter is active. This refreshes the feed so you only see the latest tokens. Browse through the list, and when you spot your token, you'll know it went live and trading has begun. To keep an eye on your token, head to DEXScreener and open any chart. It doesn't matter which one. Once it loads, swap the contract address in the URL with your tokens and press enter. You'll see all the live stats instantly. Or, for a quicker method, just search your token's name in the bar and select it. Once your chart loads, the price will be bouncing around non-stop. That's not just chaos. Bots are running ultra-fast trades, snatching tiny profits again and again. They move so quickly that most regular users barely see it happen. All this action generates hype and usually draws in buyers eager to get in early. Getting in the moment a token goes live gives you an edge over most traders. Those first holders help smooth out the price while the larger crowd slowly joins in. Once you secure your position, the chart usually rises steadily, letting you rack up gains without constant attention. And if you want to be cautious, you can always pull your liquidity whenever you feel like it. For now, I'm just keeping an eye on the chart. It's been just 5 minutes, and the liquidity is climbing fast. Payments are starting to flow in nicely, which is definitely a positive signal. At this stage, withdrawing would be easy, but I'll hang tight so you can follow along step by step. It's been some time since the launch, and liquidity has already built up pretty well. The payouts have been moving up and down smoothly, which is a healthy sign. For now, I'll keep monitoring things before deciding my next move. We've passed the 1 hour mark, and liquidity is holding up really well. The token has had plenty of activity, which is exactly what we want to see at this stage. That makes it the perfect time to walk you through a smooth liquidity withdrawal. Let me show you how it's done step by step. First things first, make sure your wallet is linked to Raydium. It needs to be the same one you used to launch your token, otherwise the balances won't match up. The connection is usually instant, so you won't be waiting around. Then, head over to the Portfolio tab and switch to the Liquidity view. That view makes spotting all your tokens, including any liquidity positions, super easy. If they don't pop up right away, don't stress. It can take 10 to 15 minutes for Raydium to refresh. When you see your tokens, hit the minus icon on your pool, select 100%, choose Solana as the payout, and tap Remove Liquidity. Approve the request in Phantom and keep the page open while it processes in case any extra prompts show up. Once the withdrawal is complete, a confirmation will pop up to let you know everything went through. After that, open your wallet and double-check your balances to make sure all the funds returned correctly and the totals line up with what you expected. Things are flowing nicely right now. Profits are coming in reliably, and there haven't been any glitches. Sticking to a regular schedule keeps the setup stable. Once you notice the market heating up, it's your cue to get back in. You can always cycle through this process again whenever it makes sense for you. The process runs smoothly from start to finish, and following it regularly can help you earn solid gains over time. For clarity, I'm not partnered with MoonTool, Photon, or Raydium. I'm sharing purely from my own experience. You'll find all the important links down in the description and pinned comment.